Well, hello everybody. Pastor Andy here. Welcome to Making It Simple. We continue looking at come and be challenged. Now, again, sometimes that word itself, challenge, is a challenge because we tend to shy away from those things that are difficult. We've kind of been lulled into this sense in our world today that it's the easy stuff. That's where everybody gravitates toward. But not everything is easy. That's not reality. We can't have a rightful expectation that things are just going to be handed to us. I realize that some in certain parts of generations that are kind of, younger now that have that idea, they've been kind of, well, honestly deceived and lied to that you can just get things handed to you. But let's just say that's true. Let's just say that you are handed something but you don't know how to use it. Then it's not effectual. In fact, it may be dangerous. Like a weapon. If somebody hands you a weapon and you don't know how to use it, you know nothing about it, someone could get hurt, including yourself. You put someone in a car that doesn't know how to drive, that doesn't mean they can't own the car, but they shouldn't be able to operate it because it's dangerous. It's that way with everything now. Put someone in a leadership position, CEO or captain or anything else, and they've never done the job. They have no idea how to lead. We think about this principle, come and be challenged. Follow me. That means you have to take up your cross in order to do that. We left off yesterday talking about full surrender. One may think, and probably audibly even say out loud, how is that possible? I mean, can I really do that? Is that am I capable of that? Yes, you are. Because Genesis tells us that at creation God created us in his image. Therefore, we're equipped right from the very beginning to handle difficulty, to handle challenge, to handle growing and learning. We've got all the abilities, but it's just like having a tool unless we use the tool. If someone gives you a shovel today and says, I need a hole 2 foot wide by 3 foot wide or whatever the case, and here's the shovel. If you lay that shovel on the ground, guess what? That hole will never get dug. You have to use the instrument that you were given. God granted us the abilities right from the very start. He never asked us to do anything that we're not capable of doing. Jesus says in the New Testament prior to his leaving, he says, before I go, let me share with you, and I'm paraphrasing, that after I go, I'm going to send you a helper. He was referring to the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit, when allowed to operate in our lives, can make anything possible. Anything. We claim those scriptures. I can do all things through Christ. All things are possible. But do we live it? See, John 14:17 says, even the Spirit of truth, whom the world cannot receive. Well, what does that mean? Excuse me, I got to get my readers here. This speaks of one who refuses to believe. So John here writes, even the Spirit of truth whom the world cannot receive. That doesn't mean it's impossible. It means it's the refusal to believe because it sees him not. Speaking of the world and their refusal, neither knows him not, which is again the results of that refusal and unbelief. But you know him. There again, he's speaking to the believer's heart there. For he who dwells with you shall be in you. So if the presence of God is there, if the ability is there, the Holy Spirit gives us the strength that we need, the ability to endure, the ability to be an overcomer, the ability to have victory in life, because we know if we've lived any length of time, hardships are a reality. They just are. They're going to happen. What happens when we're not prepared for that? We get tripped up. We get knocked down. But God is saying here, I'm giving you the ability to get up. And so he's saying we have to understand that to fully follow Christ, as he says, follow me. That is what he said. Follow me. And if in order to do that, you have to take up your cross in order to do that. And follow me. Deny yourself, take up your cross, and follow me. To follow him here while we're in this life, in this world, he told us, if you follow me, the world is going to hate you. There was no maybes or no. He said, and we see that. If you stand for truth today, you are hated. If you stand for the things of Christ today, you are absolutely hated in this world, because the enemy does not want you to know the truth. The enemy does not want you to be set free. So we are assured of these things. I mentioned yesterday that I would talk to you about discouragement today. One might say, well, I mean, you're a pastor and you've got this and that and you've done these things. Well, you know what? I have lived a very, very blessed life. All through my own stupidity of making terrible mistakes all along the way, as it pertains to a multitude of things, whether work-related, relationship-related, anything else. I can absolutely blame nobody but the guy looking at you in this screen, me. No matter any opportunities that anybody ever gave or any partners in those missteps, I participated. Discouragement is a reality because we can look back at where we've messed up and be very discouraged by that. And it makes us not want to go. It makes us be ashamed. God alleviates that when we surrender our hearts to him and say, you know what? I've been forgiven. People may not forget, and people may still hold it against you, but God doesn't. And it gives you the ability to move forward. Discouragement also comes in other forms where things don't go the way that we'd like them to. As a pastor, one of the greater discouragements in this modern time today is the fact that people don't seem as interested in the things that we're talking about as you would hope. You see that in attendance. You see that in this and that. Now, again, I'm not a celebrity figure, so I don't draw, these escalated numbers that other people do, and whatever. That's okay. I stand firmly and fully on what we teach and what we do here, making it simple. So I don't, that's not the adulation that I look for. I know that I've made things right with God, and that's what counts. Discouragement, though, when I say I want to share about that, the fact is, it's real. So if you're battling that today, don't think you're alone. It happens to all of us, no matter what it is that we're doing in this life, including a guy like me who pastors a church, who teaches, who does all these different things, speaks in places and brought into places to do things and stuff. And I don't say that arrogantly. I've worked hard to be who I am and where I am. But even in the midst of that, even serving God, life can still sometimes be discouraging because we're still human. But here's the thing. When we finally come to the understanding, and this is where following comes in, this is how it all ties together. When we come to the place that we realize, I can't, but he can. When we begin to realize there is something bigger than me and I need it, that's when things begin to change. That's the answer, friends. A lot of people are searching down endless, aimless roads that have no direction and no resolution. Here's the answer. There is something bigger than us. There's something much bigger than us. And that's where we find the answer. It's not through a self-help book. It's not through some guru, that's got all the answers. It's not through a motivational guy or inspirational lady okay, all those things are fine, whatever, but they're not the answer. The answer is following Jesus. That's why he said, deny yourself, get you out of the way, take up your cross, and follow me. And when we do that, when we begin to follow him, and then the light begins to come on. Then we begin to realize, okay, this is not about me. In fact, I probably in a bit of bigger part of the problem. I've got to get me out of the way. When we get somewhere that matters, when we begin to see the answer to things, then we realize that following him, that'll get us through the hard parts. That'll get us through the tough patches, because it is there that we begin to learn who we really are and what having him has done for us. It changes everything, friends. It's like Andre Crouch wrote back in the 70s, a great song called Through It All. And the last verse of that says, I thank him for the valleys. I thank him for the times he's brought me through. For if I'd never had a problem, I wouldn't know he could solve them. I'd never know what faith in God could do. That's what discipleship is all about. Growing, learning, following him. If we don't look at the big picture, if we don't count the cost of what all of this means, we miss so much. But when we do look at the big picture, when we do count the cost, and we realize, while it may look difficult, deny yourself, pick up a cross, we realize it may look hard. It may even be scary, but it'll be worth it. It'll be worth it. Friends, come and be challenged. This is a tremendous invitation. Life will get better. It does. It will get better. It will become fulfilling. You will find joy. You will find moments of just things that you can't even really describe. Doesn't make everything perfect. Absolutely not. You're still going to have some struggles. You're still going to have some trials. That's just reality, because life is not going to stop just because we have the answers. But because we have the answers, we don't have to stop. We're able to continue to move forward. We're able to be about what God has called us to do. So here's my challenge. Will you count the cost? Will you surrender fully to this one who is called out? Will you come and find life, and it more abundantly? He's waiting on you to deny yourself, to pick up your cross, and follow him. And when you do, you'll find the road in front of you, while challenging, you can make it. You can do it. And it is a road worth traveling. God bless you, friends. Thank you for joining me today, for making it simple. Come and be challenged. That is the end of this lesson. And Lord willing, time allowing and everything else, we'll start a brand new one tomorrow. Come and get out of the boat. We'll see what that means tomorrow. God bless you. We'll see you then.